I'm Merrill Clark, and Merrill is spelled like the shoe, okay?
I made the contact with Helene that it was time for us to have our belongings appraised.
We want to be sure that we know what things are worth before we decide to whom they should be given.
I've seen children fight with one another over the belongings in the estate of their parents.
We just want to be fair and make all the decisions before we die.
Took that curve. Oh,
What?
well, you're trying to get my kishkas out.
I have no idea what a kishka is.
It's your middle. It's your insides.
Oh, is that what it is?
Helene is the only one that I would call because of her whole approach with people.
Remember something. You are only to speak. I'm going to watch
Speak
where I'm
when
going.
spoken to?
Yes. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to do a contract. Merril.
ELL.
Like
the
the
shoe.
Okay, all right. $300 an hour for on-site time and any research. Paul is our great researcher. I'm the one that shoots from the hip, and Joe contemplates things. How many do you have?
I have 7 chairs.
They've got a couple of condition problems. I would take wood filler, fill it in, just
Yeah.
with your fingers. These are not your finest treasures. You have a lot of books. You might possibly want to consider appraising those.
This is probably the first
First
edition.
edition. Yeah.
Yes, which is very desirable.
I am a fine arts antiques appraiser. I'm supposed to know everything. Just Google him. Let's Google first. And I love what I do.
We together have written 5 books. I can't pick up a magazine like Country Living without seeing you. So we're immersed in this sort of thing.
Take out the
A
papers
period
and the
piece would have been weighted down here. When you see this bottom, you know that these are reproductions immediately.
The set of candelabra are $1,200 to $1,500.
They're over-polished. I can't stand it because it reminds me of women of a certain age whose faces are pulled to within an inch of their life. It's like, this is troy ounces and
Okay.
it's 25. Again, over-polished. Let it have some age.
The Tiffany bowl is worth at least $650.
No way.
Well,
No way.
wait a
Beca-
minute.
Nope. To replace a Paul Revere style
It's not Paul
bowl.
Revere, dear. It's Conyers, it's Boston.
We bicker and complain at one another endlessly like an old married couple.
Now, wait a minute, let me finish. You talk too much. Give me a break, dear.
It's a thicker layer of copper.
All the lady wants to know is, what is it?
Yappity
Oh,
yappity.
You can't know it all, and there are nuances in this business, and there's a reason that we're all together, because we all have separate areas of expertise. My area of expertise is American folk art, American country furniture.
Mine tends to be things like glass and pottery and porcelain.
Paul also has this encyclopedic depth of knowledge.
My great uncle painted this, Paul Kirtland Mays. Paul Mays was a very distinguished artist during his life. I guess he's dead, right? We just went to a gallery in Carmel that has his residual collection, and those paintings are selling for $14,000.
This chest is very much a child of the 20s. The red color was very much in fashion, the depictions of the birds. This is a very 1920s style of decoration.
This is a copy of a Japanese woodblock print, but signed by your great uncle. These are also some kind of pseudo marks that he added to give it a oriental flavor.
When I was growing up, we really didn't have any antiques.
Anything older than 2 weeks in both of our houses was thrown out. They didn't know about antiques. They didn't care about them.
A good friend kept dragging me around to antique shops, and I was bored out of my gourd. So I'd find something that interested me and I would buy it. Usually it cost less than $20. And I'd go to the library and find out what it was I'd bought. You know, that's more addictive than heroin and probably more expensive in the long run.
We bought this beautiful piano for $5,000.
It's smaller than a grand, but a little bigger than a baby grand.
Does it play well?
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, it's wonderful.
I noticed that this is not the traditional leg. This is more of a Queen Anne.
The Model L retails new for $50,000, $55,000.
We did a little research. The replacement value on this piano is about $50,000.
Fantastic.
You bought a great, great piano.
Every time you walk through that door, it is a brave new world. You never know what you're going to find.
That's the exciting part of what we
Yes.
do. I love what I do. We never know who we're going to meet.
My grandmother, who was a collector of antiques, bought this September 1916 for $25.
Oh my goodness.
She's got the bill of sale.
And that's why I like old furniture. It tells a story. It's a country piece. The brasses are period, beehive, 1790, 1810. This desk today, to replace it, would probably cost $7,500.
This must have a story behind it.
All I know about it is that I got it from an uncle who died in World War II, so I don't know much about where he picked it up. When I was at Harvard, I had a professor of medieval history, and he sort of said, ho-hum, you know, this is the kind of stuff that's around.
It's a very clear medieval Gothic French, probably School of Paris text. This is an inscription in Old French, and I see the date 1642. And the Latin is so clear that you can actually read Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum. To find such an object in a private collection is very rare. In 30 years of appraisal, I have never come across an entire illuminated manuscript, because this was 15th century, and with the invention of the Gutenberg Bible, handwritten illuminated manuscripts went out of style. An illuminated page would be worth between $200 to $300.
Per page.
We have a lot of pages. The book as a whole would bring many thousands. You have a treasure.
Thank you.
Learning history is a very important part of antiques.
My first impression? Interesting. An interesting woman. You see, the chances are we might die tomorrow. So it's better for us to get a report that we could act on shortly after we die.
You're going to come back?